Welcome. All black everything. Come on in, tell a friend. We back. Tavistock Institute, Chapter 5, Television, Tell-lies-to-yout-vision. We keeping it rocking. Right where we left off. I do not own the rights to this music. Peace to the King, Bobby Brown. You know how we do it. Like it, share it, subscribe it, put your thumbs up like you hitchhiking. Let's go. No plea, no game. Get it going right now. And we say, it says, Animal Kingdom and Us. Another key area of brainwashing is the creating of identity between man and animal. From children's cartoons to television shows and major motion pictures portrayed animals acting like they were human beings. Far too much. And it's getting way ridiculous even now. Over time, according to studies, kids lost their ability to differentiate between most animals in human life. Format shows such as Lassie, the animal was a hero who often defeated single-handedly bad people who wanted to hurt Lassie's child friend. Quote, all of this identification with the animal and the blurring of the distinction between what is human and what is animal played back a generation later in the lunacy of the environmental movement, end quote. But even before there was television, another mass media phenomenon preconditioned young people for the non-rational audiovisual experience. The Walt Disney full-length feature cartoons such as Snow White, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Pinocchio, and more recently Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast. Without ever realizing it, adults and children alike have been subjected to over 60 years of some of the most vile and pernicious propaganda in modern history. Oh, Walt Disney, you the homeboy. These, quote, these feature length cartoons were aimed at becoming universal experiences for generations of children and their parents, containing moral messages that would stay with the child through most of his adult life, end quote. You gotta get them young, y'all better understand this, dropping jewels on you, pick them up. What few people realize is that both Walt Disney and his brother were producing World War II propaganda films managed by the Committee for Morale. Quote, Disney cartoons were not to make people think, but to feel. Something that Disney said, quote, would unify his audience of parents and children at an emotional infantile level, end quote. Disney and the degenerates at Frankfurt School and Tavistock are on the same page here, with people such as Adorno, who spoke of using the media and its power to convey emotional laden images to force a retardation of adult society. Thus, pictures and sound were to create a mental image that would seem real, to give his characters an emotional dimension. In such a dreamlike state, people were more willing to accept the vivid imagery of his cartoons as real. Listen to Disney, and if you are a human being instead of a two-legged animal, his words should make you sick to your stomach. If all the world thought and acted like children, we'd never have any trouble. The pity is that even kids have to grow up. Without realizing it, you are being bombarded with an ultra heavy dose of some of the vilest Jungian symbolism entertainment through mass entertainment media, excuse me. Quote, creating mythological worlds of superheroes and supervillains while introducing character representation of archetypes such as the great mother or the wise old man or the maiden or the eternal youth. This was no coincidence, as the largest concentration of Jungians in the United States continues to be in Hollywood, where numbers of producers, directors, screenwriters, actors, and actresses underwent Jungian dream therapy on purpose. That's the thing, on purpose. This ain't no accidental shit. In addition, musicians, lyricists, and other components of the rock scene influenced by the LSD experience gravitated toward Jungian thought and inserted his symbolism into their songs. Nowhere are there sharper representations of Jungian archetypes than Disney cartoons. His cartoon representation were totally coherent with Jungian concepts, especially his constant representation of morality in the absence of the teachings of the Judeo-Christian concepts of the good. To the extent that good triumphs, it does so only through the intervention of magical powers of fairies, which are more powerful than evil. This is the essence of the kind of spirituality which Jung speaks of, the symbolic fight between dark and light forces outside the control of human reason. End quote. But there is a scarier aspect of the entire Disney circus, with its grisly dip into the macabre. For the past 60 years, one of the most popular children's shows has been the Mickey Mouse Club, with its synthetic mix of real people, live music, cartoons, and live interaction between humans and people dressed up as animal characters. How many people realize that the Mickey Mouse Club was a sinister experiment in mass brainwashing of children through television? Hmm. Each child at home was indoctrinated in the membership ritual with prompting from the television and was urged to sing along with words flashed on the screen and chant things as instructed by their television group leader. They did so while wearing their Mickey Mouse ears, which were designed to make them identify with the animal figure Mickey Mouse. At the end of the show, there was a sermon by a group leader, a young male adult, whose preaching was reinforced from the in-studio Musketeers. All of this done while children at home and on stage wore their ears and gave their club salute. How many people realized that while they were giving their Musketeer salute, they were actually being fed a new propaganda-like religion and its new installed God, the mouse? I ain't said, I'm just relaying. Stop letting your children do Disney movies, man. Bad news. Tell-lies-to-your-vision, chapter 4, 5, excuse me, we're still in the Chapter Stock Institute. We're going to start right there, and we're going to pick it back up. Peace and love. Appreciate you checking us out. All black everything. Think it's Pipe. Big dreams, many streams. Like and share, subscribe it. Thumbs up. We hitchhiking. Let's go. Peace and love, y'all.